Hey, and welcome, survivors. Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we are diving into the nitty-gritty of Ark Survival Ascended, adjusting your server settings, tweaking gameplay, and customizing your server to your liking. If that's what you're looking for, I'm gonna try to get you guys covered. This is going to be an easy guide. If you guys want more of an advanced guide, while you're down in the comment section below, post it down there. While you're down there, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. In our description, you'll find that we've reopened our Discord, and join the Discord and ask questions there. And let's just get right into it. So first thing you want to do, if you don't have a server, go to server.nitrado.net or just nitrado.net and get yourself a server. Once it's up and running, or if you already have a server, go ahead and log into it and your dashboard is going to look like this. We are going to go over to, on the left-hand side, General. The reason why I encourage ordering your server on the PC or a phone, we can access crossplay right here. Microsoft is kind of weird when you do outside of it, but doing it this way, you can still access it on the Xbox. Click there. If you have a server already and you're trying to just change the map over, go ahead, come down here, find your map, switch it to whatever map you want. Today we're going to go to the center and scroll down a little further under backup and click start a new game, hit save, hit restart. That will effectively wipe your old map and server, keeping your old backups. It will keep your old backups and then allow you to play on a new map. If you don't want to do that, you can just hit reinstall, but you'll have to go through all the server settings as well. We're going to go over the server settings, a cluster at the very end, and some very basic stuff at the very beginning. So for right now, we're going to scroll down to player. And player, we're just going to go over the very basic player stats. If you guys are looking for something like how to adjust the weight, how to adjust the fortitude, put that in the comment section below. If we get enough people, we'll make an advanced guide on that. Right now, we're just going to look at some of your basic multipliers here. Starvation multiplier, stamina multiplier, how fast they drain, how fast you get hungry. Lower is good in this aspect, so 0.5, 0.05, 0.25, that will make it a quarter. 0.5 will make it half. 1 is standard on these. Okay, player harvest damage amount multiplier. That is higher the number, the faster you collect things. That's going to be it on a player side. We can also adjust it on the node side, but right now, player side, depending on what you hit it with, the more you'll yield out of it. Damage multipliers, how hard you're going to hit a target. Punch a target, cut a target. I keep that at 1. And then resist. Resist is how much you're going to take damage. Pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory on that. If we scroll way to the very bottom, we will find Taming. For some reason, one of the more important statistic things, or one of the most important stats that we want to change, is at the very bottom. Don't know why. Max Dinos change. You can change that number there. Disable riding and taming if you guys are trying to go for like that more hardcore server. But really, taming speed multiplier, that's what you guys are looking for. It's defaulted to 1, and the higher the number equals the faster. Mine's set to 25, and with single player settings disabled, again, that's an advanced tutorial. This will, 1 primate, maybe 2, will tame just about any dino that we're looking for. Moving on, we're going to look at difficulty. We'll have 2 settings that we're going to change. Enable max difficulty, increasing the ability to get 150 level dinos, and then the override, also helping get to 150. Override, if you do it higher than 5, you'll actually exceed that 150. You'll go 160, 70, 200. That's where we're going to change that right there. Now we're going to scroll down to event. The event, if your server is not holding any stats at all, if you've changed your harvest, you've changed your taming, you've changed your mature rate, nothing is changing, there's a great possibility they have PvP enabled. This does not make a PvP server. This just matches your settings with the official Ark settings. We're going to go disabled. That way we can make our own settings. If you don't want to do that and you just want to make it go hand in hand with the official, go right here, click right here, pick whichever one you want. They increase in the value and difficulty. Hit save, restart, you're good to go. But admin logging, I don't usually mess around with that. But we're going to go to first is what I consider to be my recommended settings for gameplay. Go down to gameplay, turn on show you on a map. A lot of this stuff is going to be disabled by default. So turn on map, allow third person view, turn on crosshair. You can turn on creative mode. Again, that's where we're going to find our max level difficulty. Join notifications. You want it to pop up when people say, hey, so-and-so, your buddies joined the server. Or they've left the server, right? Hit markers, prevent diseases, stuff like that. That's all going to be found here. I disable my spawn animation. I don't need to see myself scratch my forearm every 2 seconds. Now, if you ever make an adjustment to creatures, you've added in modded creatures, you've added in a new event to change the colors, make sure you click this wipe all creatures button found underneath the gameplay, save and restart. That will wipe your server completely of all of the dinos that are spawned and force new spawns. Do remember to come back and click that again. Otherwise, every time your server restarts, you're going to be wiping dinos. You may want that, you may not. In Ark Survival Ascended, they disabled the ability to level up speed, but in here we can go ahead and turn that back on. By still in the gameplay, we can go to allow speed leveling, that's for the player, and flyer, the speed for flyers, that's the speed for flyers. Just click those buttons to enable them. If we want to fly in caves, under gameplay, fly inside caves, click that button. That will allow everything to fly in a cave if you can fly on it. Without having a Desmodus, you may want it, you may not want it. I also like to have the light beams for my dead body to be enabled. Now, under here, XP, pretty much how fast you want to level up. I do anywhere between 3 and 5 on all the regular things. Regular things is killing, harvesting, crafting, generic, specials like bosses. So I just enable those a little bit, not a lot of it. You'll find your first 70 levels pretty quick, and then after that, it definitely does crawl. Tribe alliances, we're not going to go over at all. Saddle, this is where your Cryo Pods are going to be kind of located. You can also just download a mod if you don't want to mess with the Cryo Pods at all. You want to make them to the way they used to be, you can do that. Otherwise, you're going to have to, if you want to make them the way it was in Ark Survival Evolved, disable the CryoPod buff or enable them. Disable the cryo fridge requirements. That's a must. That's just going to, it makes it to where you have to, if you don't have that disabled, you have to have a fridge within 50 or 100 meters. Very close. So I just disable that. Going down to the PVE mode, if it's deselected, it's PvP by default. Enabled, it now turns it into PVE. You can make it to where you have a PVE/PvP server where certain times of the day PvP is enabled, but I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I just keep it PvP. And if you want to enable or disable friendly fire, that's an advanced thing. I do have guides that cover that, or we can make a guide in the future. Just again, comment in the comment section below. ABs are one of the most common questioned. I do have guides covering it. We're going to go over it again quickly here. The mating interval is how fast you want how often you want your dinos to mate between session A and session B. How often you want them to get it on, pretty much. The lower is more often. The speed of the hatched eggs is exactly that. How fast you want your fertilized eggs to hatch. The higher, the faster. Baby speed multiplier, how fast they grow up, is exactly that. How fast you want these babies to grow up. Higher is faster. But the cuddle interval multiplier is how often you want them to be cuddled. If you put that number super high, you're telling it you don't want that baby to be cuddled within 5 hours, 20 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks. The higher number you go, the least likely they want to be cuddled. Well, if you have that number super high and you have your speed of the baby mature speed super high, you're not going to get any imprints at all. So I drop it down to a super small number. That means while my babies only take 3 to 5, well, not 3 to 5 minutes, more like 5 to 10 minutes to grow, they want to be both about 3 to 5 minutes. This rate, I'll never get 100% cuddle. So we need to go down to the imprint multiplier, set this to 1,000 or 100, and now every time I do it, I will get it to be 100% and only 100%. Do note that if messing around with this, you might find yourself having to cuddle every 30, 40 seconds and getting 1%. So all like the mature speed, the interval, and the imprint amount, they are all a cohesive environment, its own system. They all have to complement each other, otherwise you're never gonna achieve what you're looking for. Stats is just how much dino OP that you're gonna do. I keep all that pretty much basic. I don't know if we've already covered the harvest amount, but under farming, your harvest amount multiplier, again, when you hit it with the tool, how much that's going to yield in resources, and then your resource health multiplier. How many times you need to hit that node before it disappears. Again, this is a very fine balancing act. You also may want to turn on server optimization of harvest amount multiplier. That's going to affect how rare items are going to be. So you may kill an alpha raptor and get 900 units of raw prime meat. Well, I don't want that. I just want a couple. That button, it's going to do it for you. It's going to keep the rare items rare and the non-rare items not rare. And the last thing we're going to cover under this kind of general thing is going to be the egg leg interval. These are going to be your eggs out in the wild, right? Your eggs out in the wild. How often do you see eggs? Or your dinos laying non-fertilized eggs. You kibble, but you can also use fertilized eggs for kibble if you would like. Last thing we're going to cover is on the left hand side of our menu, we have a mods tab. So when we click the mods tab, we're going to be introduced to all the mods that we can install. Do be careful when installing mods. If you install too many mods and your server becomes unstable, you don't know exactly what you did, whether it was a setting you changed or a mod that you installed. In here, so this is the mod tab. If you don't want to really mess around with your player weight, you want to go into the advanced tab, just install yourself a stacking mod. They usually reduce the weight already, and they also make the quality of life increase slightly. Also with quality of life increase, Dino Finder. If you always are looking where the dinos spawn on Google, you may as well just install the Dino Finder. To be honest, that's what I have here. Under feature mods, you're going to find premium mods. That helps the creator. So if you purchase that mod, you're helping put money in the creator's pocket who made that mod. That's a good thing. And you see here, I don't know how much this mod costs, but 8,000 people at least installed it. I don't know if they bought it, but that's fantastic. Do understand that with these mods come an added storage. And so if your player base is coming in and you have 500 mods installed, they have to download 500 mods, which means their client, whether it's a PC or Xbox, they have to hold 500 mods. So do have fun with it, but also do be thinking about your player base as well. And that, guys, for the fourth time I've done this video because I had myself muted and all kinds of dumb things that I do. That concludes our general basic starting guide for making a server. Everything from changing the name, server admin, that's all going to be in your general tab. Just change those as needed. We're going to restart our server now because we did make some changes. We switched it to the center. But that is it. If you guys are looking for other guides, my channel has them, whether we're looking to make cluster servers or changing people's weights, more in-depth guides, they're all over the channel. And if you guys want me to make another one like that, just let me know in the comment section below. Join the Discord. We're now back accepting new members just to come and hang out with us, play any game outside of Ark or Ark itself. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys next time.